So after 2 videos of talking about Dragon Ball What If reproduction and explaining to you guys the most probable way that any of these things would be possible, everybody was hitting me up and asking me to make a video talking about the most important type of reproduction that we've seen in Dragon Ball, and that is the Saiyan reproduction. And you might be thinking, what else could go on in a Saiyan reproduction that would merit such a video? Like, it's basically just... And oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, after diving headfirst into this subject and spending long, hard hours looking over the data, I found something that nobody else seems to be talking about, and it is vital to what makes Saiyans who they are. Like, this bit of news, guys, you don't want to miss this. So jumping straight into it, we see the Saiyans and everything seems to be the same as humanity. Like, they end up basically coupling off, they have relationships with each other, and then they get down to business. After this is where everything goes crazy, because we get from this to this with really zero to no explanation, like, at all. We don't know why definitively this is needed. Why do they need these capsules? Why do they put the babies in these capsules? Like, what is the reason for this? Well, your patience has paid off, because in this video I finally have the answer, and it is actually right under your nose, like right there. To explore this further, we have to jump into the only canon news that we have for the Saiyans themselves, and that is Dragon Ball Minus and the DBS Broly movie. I'm completely ignoring the Bardock special because it isn't canon anymore, and so a lot of this stuff's not gonna fit. This pod right here is really interesting, and the entire internet has had theories on it for the entirety of its existence. So 2 of the most popular theories for this pod is, number 1, Saiyans need to adjust to the planet Vegeta, and so these pods help them adjust because the planet has such strong gravity. And that would make sense, like, if these beings came from a different planet and it was like the first 100 years or so. But as far as we know, the Saiyans have been here for a very long time. It wouldn't make sense that they wouldn't acclimate and, you know, evolve to be part of the planet. Like, they don't adapt at all. From everything that I've seen from Saiyans, they adapt very, very quickly. Like, that's like one of the main things they do. They adapt. So this theory goes right into the garbage can. The next theory is probably one that was made when the Bardock special was the only thing that we had on the Saiyans, and that is that the Saiyan pods are needed because the Saiyan women need to go back to fighting. There are so few Saiyans out there that the Saiyans need all hands on deck. They need the women to jump into battle as well. As you guys can see here with Fasha, she is from the Bardock special. When we go into the bar scene, there are other Saiyan women that are combatants. So it seems like they end up having birth relatively quickly. They use the pod for 9+ months it needs for a baby to be born, and that's end of story. But there is a huge issue with that. Dragon Ball's Bardock special is not canon, and so when we go back to what is canon, we see a completely different picture for Saiyan women, because the Saiyan women that we have access to, one is a scientist, and the other one, Goku's mother, is a butcher. And then this one right here, we don't really know what she is. She could be a stay-at-home mom for all we know. We don't really get much information out of that. I could be missing somebody, but these are kind of like the main ones that we get access to in Dragon Ball Super. And on top of that, we really haven't seen any Saiyan women combatants that aren't in Universe 6. So this theory can go out the window as well. So you're asking yourself, then Blackscape, what is the answer? Well, calm down, my child. I'm going to share it with you. And the answer is in these 2 clips. These 2 clips right here give us the answers that we're looking for as to why the Saiyans need birthing pods and how you make Saiyan babies. So it seems like Saiyan women have babies relatively quickly right out of the womb. We see it with the size of each of the Saiyan babies in here. Some of them are very small, some of them are bigger. So it seems like, yeah, Saiyan women kind of just give birth, and as soon as they give birth relatively quickly, probably a very quick period, they put the baby into the stasis pod. And as Gine says right here, the babies can be in there for up to 3 years or more. It just depends how long they actually need to be in there. So why do they need to be in there like that? Well, the answer is actually in this clip from King Vegeta. King Vegeta walks towards Vegeta. Vegeta has a lot of latent power. Like, his latent power is really strong. You can see here that Vegeta is at the center of all these pods. But that's not just because he has a high power level. Well, that's part of it, but it's also because he's the king's son. The Saiyans work on a hierarchy, and that is that the royal Saiyans are the most powerful, the ones that are the strongest, the ones that are noble. They are the ones that are higher up in the hierarchy, while the rest of them are low level trash. The ones that are low level are basically commoners. And so when King Vegeta sees that a commoner's baby is in this area, he gets upset. Why is he with his son? And that is when the scientists tell him that this could be the legendary Super Saiyan because his power level is so strong. And that is what leads King Vegeta to try to get rid of Broly. And it's not because of jealousy. That is because their entire society believes that the noble Saiyans have latent abilities, are extremely powerful, and therefore deserve to be on the top, while the rest of the Saiyans either on the bottom are as low-level warriors or something else. Like we've seen in the Saiyan society, some Saiyans are scientists, some Saiyans are butchers, and others do transport. Like, Saiyans do all sorts of different things. But the reason that this is the way, and the reason that King Vegeta needed to get rid of Broly, is because if all Saiyans believed that they had this latent ability within them, their society would collapse. There'd be too many strong Saiyans and too many warriors and not enough cooks, mechanics, etc. Like, not enough Saiyans to do the normal jobs. And that is why the caste system is born. That is why it's made. That is why Vegeta is so upset with Goku for being so strong when he should not be rivaling somebody of royal blood. And so in that explanation, you get the reason why they go into these pods to begin with. These pods awaken their latent powers. Every Saiyan has latent powers, not just these guys. And so the caste system is made so only the ones with exceptionally latent powers, they can be put into royal positions. The rest of them can be common soldiers if they have low power levels. The Saiyans are obsessed with power levels, and so each Saiyan is given some time in the birthing pod to become stronger. Bardock is surprised that Goku has been in there for 3 years because Raditz wasn't there for that long. So Bardock is commenting on the fact that Raditz is stronger, or supposed to be stronger, than Goku, and Goku is inherently weaker because of his power level. That is why when King Cold comes with Frieza to give over the Empire to Frieza, he brings a gift of brand new scouters, because the Saiyans are obsessed with power levels, and scouters will help determine the power levels much more easily. It also makes sense when you go back to Earth and you have the Saiyans mixing with Earth women. Like, Gohan has all these latent abilities. Some of them, like, again, I mean, are crazy latent, but they are latent and they come out much later in life. They come out in waves. They don't all come out at once, or they don't all flourish at the same time. Like, they're not as extreme as they would be if they had been in Saiyan pods. Every Earth Saiyan is this way. They all seem to be stronger than the rest of them, but their latent abilities come out much later in life. But why would they need their latent abilities opened up so early, and why are the Saiyans obsessed with power? Well, the reason is simple. Not only because of the Super Saiyan myth, but also because they can transform into Ozaru, and also because they are sent as children to planets to conquer them. So you need to awaken these latent abilities, so that way Saiyans like Raditz, Vegeta, and Goku can be sent to different planets to conquer them. That is the only reason that they are obsessed with power. And that is why Vegeta is so perplexed that Goku is interested in martial arts training and training itself to become more powerful for his inherent benefit, as opposed to some outward need to conquer everybody else around him because he's already so strong. No, he needs to get stronger. And that's why after Vegeta meets Goku, he begins to train and try to become more powerful as well. So that's my explanation as to how you make Saiyan babies. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have the same theory as I do when it comes to Saiyan pods, Saiyan birthing pods. This is going to be Blackscape signing off. Take care, guys.
Prepare yourself.